Welcome, guys. So we are going to do and put the block on our GTX680 here. So this is the amp edition. As you can see, it's already got a beefy cooler on it. The card runs at like 27 degrees Celsius under idle and like 71 under full load under like after a 20-minute stress test, which isn't too bad. And it's actually a really quiet card over a normal GTX680. Now, the only reason why I don't like this cooler is one, it's ugly, and two, it's triple card slot. It actually just goes over a dual card slot. And I want to make my card single card slot by throwing a water cooler on it. But it'll never be true single slot because of the backing on the GTX 680s. But I want to make it smaller because I think it's just too big. You know what? In comparison and styling, I don't know if I had my 480 on me, but the 480, I think, oh, it's right here. It's underneath. But I just think the GTX 480 is so much more of a pretty card. And I love how these heat pipes are done and how the heat sinks there. It's just a very pretty card, and this has heat pipes, but it's just aesthetically not there. So we're going to fix that. And how we're going to fix that is with the water block, as I mentioned before. So this is the OC-Cool GTX680 one. So this is the Nexus NVXP GTX680 with the polished black top. You can get it in a brushed aluminum, like a brushed look, or you can get it you can get it full pure copper. You can get it the black that I have, or you can get it like stainless steel look. As you can see, it's completely copper, nice CNC milled and all that. So I'm going to clean it up just to be sure there's nothing on it that's going to interfere with our thermal putting it on. So first things first, we're going to get our instructions out. We have all our bits and bobs here and a few here. And here's our instructions. I'm going to be definitely reading the English ones because I cannot read German. And I haven't done French since the grade 9s, so that was over 10 years ago. So, yes, it's a while. And then there's just more stuff on here about safety notices and things like that. So, I'm probably just going to time-lapse this because I'm going to take off the cooler, and then pretty much you just got to screw in all the new ones, and I'll slow down where necessary. So, stick around. Alright guys, so before we proceed, I'm going to clean off any old thermal gel off the GPU itself. As you can see, Zotac did put a lot on, and they got a lot of overspread, which I'm going to try to avoid and make it better completely. So I'm using a microfiber cloth here. I find they work really good. I got one for picking up my dirty stuff, and then I have one I use for my alcohol wipes. So it's one that's a lot cleaner all the time. And I do a little combo. That's how I combo it. And I find that, for me, works really well. And as you can see, the final result is a very clean GPU and or processor. Next, I'm going to go over our block and make sure it is, as well, squeaky clean. So we got, give that a good wipe. So you can definitely see that they were a bit dirty. It did include its own thermal gel. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to go use some NexXxoS thermal gel. So I'll be back. I'm going to go find some thermal gel, and then I'll show you guys how to install it. So our next thing to do is put our block on our graphics card. As you can see, pretty awesome. Now, I've been waiting for this for a little bit. So we have our bag of all our screws and thermal gel, but I'm going to be not using this no-name brand one. I'm going to be using a NexXxoS NVXP thermal gel, which I find is very good. I use it actually, even on my laptop I use it, which is insane. When I did my motherboard swap on it, I swapped over. So, for every screw you put in, you put a copper screw in with a washer. It's pretty easy. It's not that hard to do, and you just put your block on and then line up everything and screw it down tight. So, when it comes to the GPU though, you want to do a cross pattern. So you want to start here, then go there, then go here, then there, and then here, here, and here. So you get even compression for the thermal gel. And I'm just going to quickly show you how much thermal gel you're going to want to put on your graphics card. So first off, we're going to wipe off some of this old stuff that's hanging on the end of it. You don't want that. You want nice fresh stuff, none of that crusty stuff. And that should be more than enough. As you can see, it's like basically a pea size. I'll zoom in and show you. And focus. So you can see that's pretty small. And I'm going to go ahead, go fast motion, and screw it all in. Alright, so as you can see, you installed a few screws. It only takes like maybe 10 minutes to do this. It's not very hard. You line it up, put some new thermal paste on, put the thermal pads on. It's a really simple job, and at the end, your card, well, 1, becomes very heavy, 2, looks really badass. So as you can see, we installed all the screws, and if you noted, when I was doing it, I installed all the screws. I didn't tighten them right down. I tightened them till they got to the board, and then I went back over every screw, and then did the final tighten. Especially when I was going around the block, the actual GPU, I did an across, so I went bang, 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 like that. And then I went over the card going like this, all the way down the card. So that's just how I've always done tightening with CPUs and GPU blocks, is always doing in a star. So, and that's it, guys. So there is the Alphacool GTX680 water block for a reference card.